Hail, traveler! Step forth from the bushes. Come, rest your weary bones. A fire is welcome company on a night such as this, is it not? What brings you to this humble forest, wanderer? Not much for talking, are you? No matter, I already know. That look in your eyes. You've come for the glades, haven't you? But of course, whispers of these woods have reached the capital by now. But I warn you, Outlander, the stories are not as they are told. The glades have a history with the folk who are native to her lands. If you'll spare me a moment, I would gladly recall their tale. A word of warning, passed down their very lineage. The Evergreen Glades. From home we egressed, with satchel and spade toward a fairy tale quest. Plentiful plucking, bountiful boughs, we danced through the blossoms where our steps she'd allowed. Sunlight serene, verdant and green, wonders unseen through glittering sheen. In awe we stood, unworthy, unclean, peasant, queen, and all those between. Still more we saw, deep into the grove, myriads of bright beauty it hid in its trove. Deep in her heart, beyond barricades of bramble, past the sanctified fields our pious plows trampled, the miracles through which we devoted had scrambled. Only mere pittance, her humble preamble. Thorny thickets, that bade no admission, a fool was I to steal her permission. Holy Evergreen Glades, we ignored your dismissal, plundering rivers of crystal amongst fields of thistle. Ancient oak trees and great wooden towers, deeper we pushed, with such greed we devoured. But then the flavor did change, sweet nectar turned sour, buds and branches hardened and failed to flower. Our presence unwanted, her tolerance revoked. In desperation we stayed, and upon dry chaff we choked. Until that dear day, when her patience did rout, callous roots curled upon the first horror shout, unable to purge us by starvation or drought. Through fear or decay, she would have us out. Wrathful rose bushes bid blue blood turn red, as pulls of vast mushrooms crept over the dead. My kin I corralled, and with haste we took flight to the edge of the forest towards freedom's dim light. But the branches grew thick, bearing ripe fruit of slaughter, penance for the father in the form of a daughter. Cursed Evergreen Glades, so wicked and wild, whose leaves rustled and laughed as they stole away my child. Dear traveler, perish the thought, perish the ire, spread word of her damnable deeds like wildfire. Shout far and scream loud, drown out the town crier. Stray far from the Evergreen Glades.